She thought she was just doing her job, blowing bubbles to calm a little girl who barely spoke. But she had no idea that across the room, a billionaire father was watching silently. About to change her life forever, Tasha had been a maid for nearly 5 years, but nothing prepared her for little Maya, a 7-year-old girl who hadn't spoken a word in months. Maya's world was fragile and isolated, filled with routines, whispers, and shadows of fear. The mansion was intimidating. Marble floors gleamed under grand chandeliers, and portraits of ancestors stared down from gilded frames. Yet Maya barely noticed, lost in her own silence. One evening, after a particularly intense tantrum, Tasha remembered a small bottle of bubbles she had bought on a whim from a corner store. She shook it nervously and blew a few shimmering orbs into the air. Maya froze, wide-eyed, her small hands trembling as she watched the bubbles float, and then, just for a fleeting moment, a tiny smile appeared on her face. Tasha's heart leapt. Could something so simple really reach a child so closed off? What Tasha didn't see at first was Mr. Donovan, Maya's billionaire father, quietly observing from across the room. His eyes softened as he watched the little girl respond in a way no amount of wealth or tutors ever had that night. Tasha left the room with a quiet hope, unaware that her life and Maya's was on the verge of transformation. Over the next week, Tasha developed a ritual. Each evening, she tried new tricks with the bubbles. Tiny rings, gentle taps, and soft whispers of encouragement. Slowly, Maya began to respond. Small giggles reaching for the bubbles, even following Tasha around the mansion. With tentative curiosity, one night as bubbles floated past golden curtains, Mr. Donovan noticed something he hadn't expected, Maya mimicking Tasha's movements, her eyes lighting up in wonder. It was a silent, magical trust forming before his eyes. Tasha finally noticed him that evening. Catching his gaze across the room, fear prickled her chest. Had she done something wrong? But instead of anger, she saw gratitude and amazement. He witnessed not only her patience, but the warmth and empathy that money could never buy. Have you ever met someone who changes your life without even realizing it? Tasha wondered silently, feeling a new sense of purpose as Maya curled up with her favorite stuffed bunny. Clutching Tasha's hand, the bond between them deepened, an invisible thread connecting hearts across class wealth and past struggles. Have you ever wondered if one small act of kindness could change your entire life? The next morning, Mr. Donovan called Tasha into his office. Fear and anticipation churned in her chest as she entered, expecting a lecture or even a dismissal. Instead, he smiled warmly. The billionaire father, commanding empires, humbled by what he had witnessed. "I want you to stay close to Maya," he said softly. "Not as a maid, but as someone who truly understands her." Tasha's eyes filled with tears, her patience, her empathy, her little bubbles. These simple acts had opened a door she never imagined existed. Maya peeked around the corner, clutching her bubble wand, and whispered her very first word in front of anyone, Tasha. The room filled with emotion, a symphony of joy, love, and hope. Every corner of the mansion seemed to glow with the weight of that moment, proving that genuine care could bridge worlds. Money could not. Tasha realized that her life had changed forever, but more importantly, she had given Maya a voice, a sense of safety, and a bond that no one could ever break. Could something as small as blowing bubbles really lead to a lifetime of trust, love, and belonging? That day, Tasha left the office knowing she had found her true purpose, and that a little girl's heart and a few shimmering bubbles had created a connection that would last forever. From that moment on, every evening became a magical ritual. Bubbles floating, laughter filling the mansion, and Mr. Donovan watching silently from a distance, knowing that the greatest wealth his daughter could ever have was not money, but someone who loved her for who she was. And every tiny gesture, every shimmering bubble became a bridge, connecting two worlds that seemed so different, yet were bound together by love, patience, and the extraordinary power of one person believing in a child, and the simple acts that could change lives forever. And as Tasha continued her ritual, Maya's laughter grew louder, and her words came slowly yet surely, one by one, transforming the silence that once haunted the mansion into music and joy. A music that would echo in their hearts forever, reminding them that miracles often came in the smallest forms, and that love, patience, and kindness could truly change the world one bubble at a time.